Whoa, it's the illusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. My lemon cucumbers are beginning to come in. If you haven't tried lemon cucumbers, they're the best cucumbers there are, in my perspective. These right here are second generation. I planted seeds from last year's lemon cucumbers, and boom, these are the first two from that. That's exciting. So I thought I'd get us back on track on the higher dimensional reality we like to inhabit. You know, you got to go back down into this lower dimensional of what's going on Earth and what's going on in our lower dimensional, three-dimensional box. It's funny. YouTube did not like what I did with my last couple videos. Talk about getting nipped in the bud for talking about anything that breaks the paradigm. But whatever, dude. I'm not worried about it because I'm growing lemon cucumbers up here on Rainbow Mountain. Yeehaw! And I think James requested this video, which was he's moving, young 20-year-old guy moving with his girlfriend to, I think, New York, maybe New York City. And he wanted to talk about like making big changes in your life when you're young. And I would suggest this from my experience. The universe, God, source energy rewards those who are bold. Those who take chances are rewarded with success. But part of taking a chance is willing to fail. So it's a bold move to, pack up your bags and move to a big city, or move from a big city to the country, or start your own company, or get married, have a child. Any of these things, go to the other side of the world and hang out there for a couple months. It's a bold move, yet the universe and God will reward you for you taking your chances. Because most chances, most adventures are based upon like courage and lack of fear and boldness, and those energies cascade out into the energy field and begin a feedback loop. So by you taking the leap of faith and realizing that the net will appear. See, I guess that's one of the things that I learned, especially on my path of sobriety, is leap and the net will appear. And that was a hard concept to take on. I think when it really solidified for me was when I lost my job right before Christmas, and Al was 6 months old and I was the sole provider. And it was the debate whether to go back into building houses, which I was not enjoying on any level. It was becoming a very low frequency, diminishing reality, or going to get a less paying job at a rehab. But I didn't really plan on getting a rehab. I just basically had enough savings where I just let what it was take control. And what happened was the net appeared. I ended up working for my friend's mom at a rehab. He called me out of the blue, blah, 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 blah. I didn't really, and there was all those jobs where like there was all those videos I made where I went on interviews and I didn't get the job and I was kind of crushed and I just kept swinging, right? And what I've learned is, and this is the trippy thing about it, I was doing pretty good, and I went and I switched so I was doing pretty good and I lost that job. But when I was in that job, I was always in fear. Like, oh, dude, if this house ends, when's the next house going to start building? Are we going to have a house to move on to? Is the economy going to hold up? Are we going to keep building houses? Am I going to be able to pay my bills? Am I going to be able to sustain this thing I had? So I was always worrying. And then it happened, and I decided not to go back into carpentry. You can go back and look at those videos that are about 3 years old, where I didn't take that one job at the house because I didn't like the vibe, and I sensed bad energy, and I split, and I didn't take the job, and it was this really well-paying job because I vowed not to do carpentry again. I was going to pursue my art and my ambitions and my dreams, and I ended up working at this rehab, and I was getting paid half as much money, right? And yet, all the things I feared about when I was getting paid twice as much money didn't happen when I was getting paid half as much money. Because, see, money's an artificial concept. That's why I'm really big about crushing the Federal Reserve Bank and the monetary policy issues, because the money is fake. The money does not exist. So if you're basing any of your decisions on like fear of monetary issues, you're gonna stay in prison forever, because that's what the system wants. The system does not want you to boldly take chances, because it wants you to be in fear of impoverishment. But what you'll realize is, as I did again, and I have to keep practicing this. This wasn't like ooh, I had done little steps along the way, and when this one happened, what happened was I was working in a job that was like fulfilling me spiritually and emotionally, and I liked my job I was at. I was helping people at the rehab. I was doing my thing, but at the same time, because I wasn't burning myself out in carpentry, I was able to pursue my art. I had a big influx of art sales during that period. I had a lot of cool things. I remember I got a couple residual checks from my Tosh.0 and my Workaholics episodes that arrived right on time. And so this momentum built, but it was because I wasn't living in fear. I was living in positivity, and God was rewarding me. The universe was rewarding me. Source energy was rewarding me, because it's based upon positive energy. It's based upon love, and that love reciprocates. Positive energy builds itself and builds itself. So what I'm getting at is, if you're in fear, that energy will build itself too, and it'll keep you stationary, atrophied, in stasis. It'll in quicksand, in cement, because that's what it's doing. It's like cement, right? Analogy. Cement, why it's in a cement mixer spinning is, as long as the cement is moving, it's mixing. It's constantly mixing. But the minute it stops moving, it begins to solidify, and it turns into concrete, because that's when the chemicals have a chance to like do their action, because as long as they're moving, there's friction and all this stuff going on. But the minute they stop moving, it turns into cement. And if you're in the mixer and you stop it moving, you're just going to turn to cement. And it's really hard to break out of a cement reality and get back into a fluid state of existence, because you got to break down all the cement back into its components again, and then add the water and get the whole thing going again. I mean, if you've ever seen like a highway being redone, they grind it all up in the big things on the side of the road, and then they repurpose the old cement into new cement. But that process requires a lot of energy. So what I'm saying is, for those who are bold, the energy exists because the universe and God and source energy, which are all the same thing, are based upon energy in motion. And there's an abundance of that energy. It's only this lower dimensional reality that has convinced us to live on a fake energy, which is the monetary issues. There is no money. There isn't any money. all there is energy. Money is this weird exchange of energy, but they've got the money changers in the middle who are taxing us with interest and making us into slaves. But the minute we break free of that being what determines what we do, now we're in God's energy field, and God wants nothing but success for us, nothing but abundance, nothing but us to be happy, joyous, and free. So for those of you, bold moves are rewarded. Now that's not just go do something dumb because, what I'm saying is take some chances in life, calculate some moves. I'm doing it I just talked to the hologram about it. We're having a big regroup about what we're doing with our energy and the chances we need to take.
Move her arm.
Would you ask nicely?
Please may you move her arm.
I would like to move my arm when you ask nicely. What do you got there, Bird? You want to do an advertisement for t-shirts? What do you got? What do you got? Let's... Oh, okay. Anyway, this is the Illusion signing off with the abundance of yellow cucumbers. Lemon cucumbers. Yeah.